All right. So, for those of you that come here for the comics, it's happening right now. What's up, Freaky Louie? It's in the building. We'd love to have you here in the USA, my brother. Well, according to Beckerman, I'm technically a Kansas Cityan. I just don't know it yet. And then according to Monty, I gotta remind Monty White Gloves that I am Canadian. I don't think he. There's a lot of people that don't realize that I am Canadian. All right. So here today to show off some comics that I recently got from my shop, Retro Rocket Comics. Uh, this pile that I got is a little less comics due to the fact that I did get some DC finest books. And let me tell you, I have a love hate relationship with the DC finest books, as I can't even blame it on DC, even though they didn't spread those out enough. And that, but I didn't have enough self control. And I want to apologize to my shop, Retro Rocket Comics, because of the fact that I didn't have any self control and I went ape shit with pre ordering every single DC Finest. Where at this point they're stacked up, and I think there's 8 trades sitting at the shop, and that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. That was a dick move on my part, and I apologize. That was done by not having self control for one, and another stupidity on my part, and that no shop should have to go through that. And I apologize because Retro Rocket Comics is a great shop. I think it's been like over 2 years they've been my shop, and they've treated me well. And what do? Pre-order a ton of freaking DC Finest line books. So I'm definitely going to be catching up on payments with them, and that due to the fact that these DC Finest books in Canada are about like $40 a piece. So you add those up, and that it gets pretty high. So I'm never doing that again. I know I have, I think, 3 more coming in, and that I pre-ordered, and I apologize for that too. But there's one coming in at the end of the month. This month, I think there's one coming in on I want to say May, maybe June, and then one in July, and then that's it for the DC Finest trades that I'd be picking up. And after that, no more, no more. You'd probably be like, well, you could just not pre-order them and get them somewhere else and stuff. But I want to support my shop. Like I could just go and be like, oh, I can get them whenever off of Amazon. They're not going to sell out of DC Finest, or I can go to Indigo. That's our bookstore here in PEI, and Indigo slash Kohl's, and get it there. But I wanted to support my shop and get the DC Finest from my shop, but kind of didn't really do it right. That's for damn sure, because there's about 8 books, and it's not even just the DC Finest books either, because I think there's a Stormwatch compendium sitting at the shop as well, and there's going to be a Wonder, because I'm picking up Wonder Woman by Tom King trade wise. So there's going to be another trade coming in of Wonder Woman Volume 3. I do believe so. Do believe so. But that being said, let's show off some comics here. Like I said, not very many at all. I got what, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then a trade, and that. But thank you to the 2 people that are watching right now. Hopefully, some people jump in later on, watching this on the replay. I don't do this very often. Oh yeah, and I'll probably be doing this more often, like pop-up videos and stuff, just random. If I want to talk about something, and that it's going to be totally random, and it's going to be the same thumbnail, It's just going to be a pop-up video if I have some comics to show off that I just recently got, or want to talk about a certain movie that's coming out, or a certain TV show, or even a certain comic that I just read. Um, yeah, I'll just be doing the pop-up videos like that. What's up, Manny the Hobgoblin Collector? Oh, good morning. Mortgage taxes are no joke for me in New York, but I don't miss renting. Yeah, yeah, renting is no fun, but either you're renting or you're buying, you're still having to deal with shit that you don't really want to deal with. Like you said right there, it's like mortgage and taxes are no joke here in New York. As I drink my tea from my Christmas cup. All right. So, like I said, these are comics from Retro Rocket Comics. The link to their IG, um, their website, and where their shop is located in Cambridge, Ontario, is down below in the description. Go give them a follow. Go check out their website, and if you're in the Ontario area, definitely go check them out in person. As Chris and Kelly are great people, and I hope that I get out there and get the chance to meet them and the comic vet as well. Looking forward up to the pop-up videos, bro. Thank you, Louis. All right. So first up, probably everybody's picking this book up, but Absolute Batman #5. Loving this book. The last issue, trying to remember exactly what happened, but it was more of like a flashbacks of how Bruce like came up with the idea for a suit with his dad, and that I really enjoyed that issue. So I'm super pumped to jump into this issue. Snyder is still killing it. So yeah, Louis. Next up, we got Wonder Woman issue #5. Another great absolute comic book. Again, bottom line's been everywhere, so I'm just trying to remember exactly what happened in this book. But forget the beast's name. There's a beast, a creature that's coming in, and then there's also flashbacks between Steve Trevor being in hell and how he kind of got out. Wonder Woman kind of sacrificed something for him to be able to return to Earth. Great issue as well. I know Evil's comics. He's loving Absolute Wonder Woman. Manny, my man. So I gotta go back and read issue #1. I know I liked it. Um, foggy on what happened in the first issue. Um, but I know I really enjoyed it. But this is Aquaman #2. Going in #2. I know Mark, Legion of Comics, is absolutely loving this title, and wasn't originally on my pull list, but he convinced me to put it on my pull list. So I ended up doing it. I gave in. I gave in to peer pressure, but I'm glad I did. I like the first issue. I'm gonna have to reread the first issue before I read this, though. So I'm vague on what actually happened. Right. Next up, Black Lightning #4. Beautiful cover. Beautiful cover. So in the previous issue, Anissa was having issues with her powers, and the ongoing story between Black Lightning and Anissa, his daughter, is there's been issues with their relationship, and at the end the Justice League had to step in and take Anissa, and Black Lightning did not like it. So sad thing about this is it's only going to be 5 issues. There's not going to be anything going further with this series, and that's sad because I did not know that. Usually they tell you, like with Challenges of the Unknown and the question, they say 1 to 6. Like there's going to be 6 issues. They didn't do that with this. They didn't say anything, and that it was going to be 1 to 5. So kind of took me by surprise, uh, and it sucks because I really like Black Lightning. I like Black Lightning, and that it sucks that it's ending after the 5th issue. But oh well. Next up, we got Feral number 10. Been loving this. I get all the B covers and that all the horror homages. Another great series, and like I have actually, I don't know why it took me to like issue 9 to be like, you know what, I'm sending some pictures in, because at the back you get there's cats, other people's cats that send in their photos, and I think it's like Feral. I don't know. I'm not even gonna like pretend I remember what the actual email is that you can send in pictures of your cats, but I just did it with a picture of my late cat Butters, who passed away last year, and the other cat, Fireball. And that, so I sent both pictures in. Hopefully they will be in a future issue of Feral. But Feral is still crazy. It's still crazy in this issue, and that you kind of have, sad to say, but like you do kind of have like a cult of cats in the previous issue, not this issue, um, where they're like they feed, woman feeds us, or something along those lines, and that it was crazy. Then you come to find out that the woman herself is just, I we don't really get to see like the top half of her for the entire time, but it's implied that she's been sick, just like half of these feral cats. But it's unsure if she got sick after those cats got released. Sorry if I'm spoiling it for anybody in that. I'm not sure if they got like she got sick after those cats that were in that room, who were all sick, um, got her sick after that, or if she was sick the entire time. I feel like she just got sick after that, but it's hard to say. What is up? Shop to the mother frickin' drop. But Feral, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. All right, these next few books I have actually not read any of them, anything in the series at all. Um, I'm actually kind of just stacking them, and then going to, probably one Saturday afternoon, I'm gonna just knock them out, and that. Um, but first up, we got Batman: The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, number 5. I haven't read issue 1, 2, 3, 4, or this issue. Of course, I haven't read any of these books that I'm showing you off right now. Oh, Kingdom of Nerds, what's up? Um, Maybe the next issue. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'll let you know. The thing is, like with my shop, like I order my books from Retro Rocket Comics, so it takes a little longer for me to get my books, and not due to the fact that like I only get them like once a month. They mail them to me. Um, so maybe next issue, maybe the issue after that, because I'm trying to remember. I think it was like maybe a week ago I sent in the photos, so it'd be really cool. So Louis, if you do see them, uh, Butters is an orange tabby cat, and Fireball is just a fur ball, and she's laying on like on a cat bed tree. You know what it. Shot my man. So I look forward to reading these. I'm also excited for the return of Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee on the sequel to Hush. So I've loved the Batman: The Long Halloween, the first one. Pumped to read this, but like I said, I haven't read the first four issues, and that I'm probably gonna wait until it's done, which will be a while because it comes out like once a month. And then just knock it out one Saturday afternoon. I think it's a good binge read. Sometimes you just want to binge read some comics. Next one, another one. Um, I almost didn't pick this series up. I almost didn't pick this series up. Um, I kind of wish I didn't now because of how like the um, Long Halloween, Last Halloween. I'm waiting till it's finished to read it. And I really wish that I would have just picked this up in trade, like I am with like Wonder Woman by Tom King, because this is another Tom King series, and it's only 6 issues, and I should have really waited and just trade waited for it. What's up, Tater Tot? Hello, hello, hello. What's up, Tate? But this is Black Canary Best of the Best, issue number 4. I haven't read a single issue out of this too. Like I said, I should have trade waited for this as well and just picked it up in trade, but I end up picking it up in single issues. So once this is done, like I said, another 2 issues and then it's finished, I'll be knocking this out one Saturday afternoon because it's Tom King, and that Tom King's work sometimes like he's a little wordy, but um, sometimes it's good to read it all at once and back to back. That's kind of like what I like to do with Tom King. But Tom King is becoming one of my favorite writers, and that alongside like Grant Morrison and a few other people that I don't want to mention right now because they're not too highly regarded right now. Man, they yeah, I better not speak of his name right now. But Tom King has been a fantastic uh, writer for the last while. Like with a ton of the stories that he said that he's wrote, and it's just been fantastic. I absolutely love Danger Street. Danger Street was one of my favorites. Um, I'm blanking on like Strange Adventures, Mister Miracle. Sorry, Mister Miracle is better than Danger Street. Sorry, Mister Miracle is one of my favorite reads from Tom King. I always have the impulse to say hello differently. Yeah, do you? Gotta do what you want. Trev, have you ever read Alan Moore's Promethea? I think you'd dig it. I will definitely add it to the list of books to read. And I'll check my library too. Make sure that it's there. All right, last up for the comics. Then I got a poster to show off, and then some DC finest. Um, this next book I'm going to show off is a Marvel book, surprisingly enough, but it's a facsimile, and it's a book that I had to get because I'm a fan of this character, and that is Daredevil #1 facsimile. So you know, it's not the real thing, guys. Facsimile. I love Daredevil. Daredevil is like one of the Marvel characters I do like. Um, one of my all-time favorites. I'm talking about Promethea. Definitely going to be writing that down. Um, but this is not the foily. I know a lot of people like the foils, and I don't knock them. They look good, but I can't justify paying the price for a foil. And that I do like getting facsimiles just to read the issues, and that because like a lot of the issues, probably this one included, I'm going to be bringing to book club. Like, give you an example. I actually have a couple of facsimiles here right now. That I picked up, got like a month ago. Um, but like books like these, I can read these and bring them to Biggie's book club because I've been doing book club, been reading a lot of new comics thanks to Biggie's book club, and I can bring this and read it and be able to read the facsimile. That's what I like about facsimiles. A lot of people get the foils just because foils are good. I'm not gonna lie, I love foils, but in Canada they're like this is $4.99 US, so it comes to like $6.99. So the foils are like $8, 8-9 bucks. So I can't justify paying that price. So I don't get the foils. I just get the actual facsimiles. But like facsimiles like this, like I'll be bringing this to book club one day, and that'll be able to read it and talk about it over in book club, or like Green Lantern 59, the first Guy Gardner. Bring that to book club closer to the movie, the Superman movie. Those are the comics that I have. They also threw in a poster, which I appreciate that. I love the posters. I have that's another thing. I do have posters up though, and these are the kind of posters that I get. Um, so I'm a huge DC guy. Love my DC, and been loving everything that's coming out of uh, All In, the All In books and stuff, because I've been reading uh, the books that really tie in together. Is like the Challengers of the Unknown. Black Lightning ties in a little bit with the other ones. Mostly, it's more of them like tying in with the Justice League Unlimited book. So you got Black Lightning, kind of Challengers of the Unknown a lot. The Question a lot because the Question takes place on the Watchtower. So they're all kind of connecting in a way. And then you have your separate books like JSA, and Aquaman is kind of going to be on his own. I know I do vaguely remember the first issue, like he is off to a different world at the end of Aquaman #1. So I've been absolutely loving the DC Finest line. So I threw in this poster. I don't know if you can see it because I can't see the screen right now, but it's just the All In initiative showing all the characters like Black Lightning, like Supergirl, like Red, Jason Todd, Aquaman, Superman, The Question, Metamorpho, Zatanna, Doctor Fate. Yeah, go up and down, up and down. Thank you for that, Retro Rocky Comics. What's up, Old Wolf? Sorry I got here late. How you doing? I'm doing fine. Nobody's gotten here late. Technically, I've gotten here late, considering I was gonna go live like 5-6 days ago. All right. All right. So on to the books, the DC Finest books that give me the most grief, but I love them anyway. I'll just take a sip of my tea. Travis, swag in the mail. I'm excited. I'm getting some buttons. From Tony Old Wolf. So I said I like buttons. I like buttons. You can put them on my backpack, put them on my hats. All right. Which one should I'm gonna go a year? Which one came out the earliest? And winner. So if you guys are not familiar with the DC Finest line, they're going back. Like I do have some with me now. I have Superman, Justice Society, Legion of Superheroes, Batman, and Events, which is the 0 Hour Part 1. I think 0 Hour Part 2 comes out the end of this month. I think that's when I'm getting it. Um, and it's just earlier years, like the golden age, like Superman is the golden age and stuff. Same with just the society and yeah. So you get golden age like stories and some silver age stories, and I impulse buy because I want to read the earlier stories, and that's the whole point of getting these. Of course, they do display very very well, but I went hog wild on a lot of them because they're beautiful, and I can go back and read a lot of these earlier stories. Of course, they're pre-crisis, so these characters have changed throughout the years, but it's always good to see how they originated and stuff. And I can also use half these stories for book club as well, and read them and get other people to read them. But the first one I'm going to show off is The Flash, the Human Thunderbolt, DC finest line. Just look at how beautiful that is on the side there. As you can see, it's from 1956 to 61, and then it shows you some of the issues on the back there. I'm gonna open it up here too. I think it gives a table of contents with that witch. We got mystery. We got Flash 6, Flash 21, Flash 31, Flash 45, Flash 57, 74, 86, 102, 115, 131, 144, 162, 172, 188, 200, 212, 227, 243, 255, 271, 283, 288, 311, 328, 338, 354, 367, 382, 384, 408, 421, 437, 448, 483, 477, 483, 505, 518, 533, 560, 574, 588, 605, 815. I'm not doing that with the next one. So it has a lot in here, especially the earlier years of the Flash, and you get a lot of the covers in here too. So like signifying like what issue it was and stuff. And you don't get that a lot, especially in the compendiums. You don't get the actual cover in it. You just say like, "Oh, this is the next issue." But beautiful covers, beautiful art inside. I do like the Flash, and that now I get to know him more and read some iconic stories, um, like this one here. So that's why I like the DC Finest. I want to know, like anybody getting the DC Finest line, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm absolutely loving the DC Finest line, and I can't wait to jump into this book and read it because, like, you get the first appearance of Gorilla Grodd in here, so you get to see the first story, read the first story from him, read the first story from Mirror Master. What's the other one? There's a it's when it's when Barry Allen meets Jay Garrick. Flash of Two Worlds. Oh, you also get the first Captain Boomerang story in here as well. So there's a lot of great stories in here. Yeah, see, Flash of Two Worlds. I can't find it in there, but um, yeah, you get a ton of great stories in the GGC Finest line. My only gripe is the fact that they threw them all at once, and this is coming from a guy that praises DC's marketing because of what they were doing with the Dollar Tree, and they were giving out a lot of the first issues at the Dollar Tree for $1 of the DC comics, and that how they're doing with what they're doing with the DC Compact issues and stuff, getting DC stories into people's hands for cheap. I also like this idea of giving us the ability to go back and read a lot of great stories for a decent price. And like it's soft cover. I like soft covers, especially for reading purposes. Um, and it displays well. It just displays well as, but them putting it all out at once, like it started coming. I want to say December it started coming, and they've already have like I want to say 15 of these already out, and that's in 3 months, 3 4 months. That's too many, especially for somebody without self control like myself. That's a little much, a little much. All right, so this next, I have three DC finalists, so let me get to those here. Travis, swag in the mail. Thank you so much, Tony. Next one, Sector 2815, Paul. If you're not subscribed, go check him out. Would be proud of me for getting this. There's one DC character. Like I wouldn't say like I don't know them a lot. Like I did see the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie, and I did like John Stewart from the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoon. But I never read that much from the character. But that is soon going to change. That is soon going to change because I do have Green Lantern DC Finest. So this is from stories from 1963 to 1965. A few of the covers on the back here. Flip through this. Like I said, I'm not reading the table of contents out like I did the last one. That was a huge mistake. What is the fresh-faced hell am I looking at? Right? What's up, Mad Spotty? Didn't jump on last night. I do apologize. But Merry Christmas, Mad Spotty. Merry Christmas. But I'll show you the inside, like the table of contents. Like you get all that. Like you do get a lot of story, especially considering that it's older stories for your buck. You really do, because like these are thick bad boys, and they're integral stories that are told and added to these books. You're finished, Green Lantern. From now on, I'm controlling your power ring. That's how I'm gonna read them too. That's how I'm gonna read them, because I think that's the most fun way. You gotta bring it back. If you're reading an older story, you gotta make it feel like you're watching an old cartoon from the 70s. The strange world named Green Lantern. That world firing missiles at me has a continent which bears a striking resemblance to myself. So I'm actually going to be reading a Green Lantern story. Well, stories, I should say. I do really like the art. This guy's looking weird though. I don't know about that guy. Fear me! Fear me, Green Lantern! Fear me! That's enough of that, I guess. Let's see. See, I don't know much about Green Lantern, so like looking over these covers, like I don't, none of them like pop out to me like, oh, I know that issue. I've seen that cover before and stuff, and that I've wanted that cover. Just none are popping out to me that much that I remember looking at. I think the only cover that really from like from back when would probably be like a Green Arrow, Green Lantern cover, like the one with Speedy on the cover, shooting up. That's the only Green Lantern cover I can really think of. All right, and last up, and then I'm probably gonna get out of here, and that get ready for church with Bleecker. Is Justice League of America. Like I said, I have Superman, I have the Justice Society, Legion of Comics, Batman, and Events. That's 0 Hour Part 1. And that, now I have Justice League Bridge Between Two Earths. I didn't say two Earths, it said the bridge between Earths. Beautiful cover. See, I love the side. Like this one is from 1966 to 1969. 69, dude. And those are some of the covers in the back. Do. So I get to read the earliest stuff from Justice League. Doesn't look like it has the first issue though. Just it jumps from 5 and then to 30, which is Crisis Between Earth 1 and Earth 2, which would be a really good story to read. Table of contents here. I feel like the Flash one had a lot more story to it, because it was like 3 pages of issues in the Flash one compared to these ones. But we got the Justice Leaguers were warned there is no way to defeat Shaggy Man, but they were willing to die trying. So I guess that guy's named Shaggy Man. It's gonna be a fun issue. I love it too. We get the old style of Green Arrow as well. Ah, man. See, I absolutely love these. Oh, that guy looks weird. That's so cool. See, I love these. Like, I get to go back and experience a lot of these earlier stories, and that I'm so ecstatic about the being able to read these. And it's not like it's going to be like an easy read, because like it does get pretty wordy, these Silver Age books. So I'm excited to continue to read these. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking up these DC Finest lines. I know Mark was Legion of Comics was doing videos about them, but I'm curious to know if anybody else is picking them up and which ones you are picking them up, or which ones you are picking up. If you're picking up all of them, if you're picking up certain ones, let me know. I want to know. But yeah, thank you again, Retro Rocket Comics. That's my shop that I use. It's a good page. Beautiful. Love it. But thank you again to Retro Rocket Comics. It's my shop that I use. It's how I get my monthly comic books, all my comic goodness, and that, like I said, they've been my shop for about over 2 years, and that treated me very, very well. So definitely go check them out if you're in the Cambridge, Ontario area, or go check them out on Instagram, or check out their website. They're open to, if you're in Canada, they're open to starting a pull list with you, like they have done with me. They have done with John Malone. They've done it with a ton of other people in Canada. They're Canada's shop. I will say it. They're Canada's shop. And of course, the Comic Vet is always promoting Retro Rocket Comics, as that is his local comic book shop. So thank you to Retro Rocket Comics for providing me with my comic goodness and my DC Finest books.